Stemtech began in 2005. I was first introduced to the technology that really started Stemtech early in 2005 when I was working for another large network marketing company up in Northern California. I was hired by this company to really help ignite and grow their North American market and then eventually take over and run the company for them as president. And the one thing I saw that stood out to me was that they needed some new sizzle products in their line. And so they agreed with me, and so I went out, immediately called a PhD nutritional formulator friend of mine and said, you know, what's new in the marketplace? What's hot out there? And he said, geez, I just spoke with a scientist who's developed this Stemcell nutrition product. And immediately it caught my attention. You know, I had the sales and marketing background, and so I said, geez, tell me more. And he said, well, you know, it's brand new. I believe it's got a patent pending on it, so it's got some science behind it. So I asked this gentleman if he could introduce me to the inventor of this product technology. And so he got me on the phone with Christian Drapeau. And I spoke with Christian. He actually said they had just received an issued patent the week before I spoke with him. So I said, perfect, you know, this is great. And they had a study that they're about to submit for publication. So I had Christian fly in to the company I was working for, and he met with the board of directors and did the dog and pony show and really wowed them. They were very excited. So we began to move forward with, you know, licensing agreements, et cetera. And about a month went by, and I got called in to meet with the board, and they had said to me, you know what, we decided we're going to pass on this product technology. And I was shocked. You know, I said, geez, this is like on a silver platter here, this home run technology. And they said it just doesn't, you know, fit with our culture, and I think they were afraid it may, you know, usurp their flagship product they already had, and just maybe it was a little too risky for them at the time because it's a new category and they're such a big company. So, you know, but I was disappointed, and I said, you know, you guys brought me on to grow your sales here in North America, and you know, obviously, you know, you don't want me to seriously do that job, so I resigned. And actually was driving back to the airport in the rental car because I had been commuting up there from Southern California. And when I was in the car, I got a call from Christian Drapeau and Howard Newman, the owner of Desert Lake Technologies, who was Christian's boss at the time. And they said, what happened? We heard that they decided to pass on our product technology and you no longer work there. And I said, yeah, it's all true. And I was really surprised about it. But they said, well, you know, will you help us? Will you consult with us to try to find a home for the product? And I said, sure, this, you know, the technology is great, I believe in it. And so I actually immediately turned around from going to the airport and drove up to another large network marketing company who's everyone would know their name if I mentioned it, because I knew the owner of that company, and called him on my cell phone and said, are you interested? He said, sure, you know, come on up and let's talk. And so we were talking to 2 or 3 of the major nutritional network marketing companies in the industry, all very excited and interested in it. But then months went by and more negotiations and the red tape. And so I told Howard and Christian, I said, you know, guys, we may want to think about just starting our own company because, you know, we already have a patent on the product, and, you know, who knows what these other big companies are doing. They may be trying to find something else that will compete with what you've shown them in their R&D labs, or who knows, you know. And so they eventually warmed up to the idea in the summer of 2005, and 3 months later, we were in business, and we did nearly $1 million US our first month in sales. So, you know, we were astounded by that. We originally had thought that it would take a bit of education and maybe some advertising to get this concept of stem cell nutrition out there. But I guess the media had already done a great job in talking about all the hype of the controversy of embryonic stem cells, et cetera. So I think it cut through the clutter and allowed us to, you know, get the attention of the consumer. And of course, once they tried the product, it was a home run with them. So, you know, our first year in business was a tremendous success. We had started receiving inquiries from all over the world, from people asking when we may bring our product technology and our business opportunity there. So I knew pretty early on that we had to be a global company sooner than later. So what I did then was establish, through my contacts, regional vice presidents in 5 regions of the world, basically. All gentlemen who have 20 to 30 years experience in the industry, all either residents of these different parts of the world or had worked in there extensively. So, you know, great backgrounds for us to set this foundation. You know, we basically chose one country in each region of the world to start with, and then tried to grow regionally from there. So, you know, it's worked out pretty well. We're now in over 20 countries on 6 continents, and But at the same time, it seems like we've grown quickly, but we've also tried to grow responsibly. You see some companies in our industry who will grow too fast, and they'll shrink just as fast as they grew. And so, and for other reasons, we had new technology, a new category we were creating as pioneers. And so, really one of the first things we did when we started, actually before we even opened our doors, we went to our FDA attorneys and said, what can we say about this product technology in the marketplace as far as structure function claims, because it's new and it's dealing with stem cells, and when people hear about stem cells, they immediately think of more of the disease model of curing diseases versus a wellness model. So they looked at all our studies and our literature and said, you can safely say you support the natural release of adult stem cells. And that's what we wanted, so it was really exciting for us, and we said, great, let's go to market. But at the same time, they told us and counseled and said, you should have more studies built in your library as you continue on, so that if any regulators come and look, they see that there's a lot of confirming studies. So we went to market as a new startup company, and in hindsight, I think it was probably the only way to go to market instead of trying to license it to some large, billion-dollar company who maybe didn't want to take on that risk. It took a startup to create this new cutting-edge category and be successful with it. So, we went to marketplace, but we didn't rush things. We were, very deliberate in our approach. And within 3 or 4 years, we had built several clinical studies that were published. Some of these things take time and money. And so once we had that infrastructure put in place and that confirmation of studies, we started to get a little bit more aggressive in the marketplace. And so, that's where we are today. In 2009, we were voted as a rising star by the Direct Selling Association, which is the top industry trade group that we belong to in network marketing. In 2010, we were voted as on Inc. Magazine's list of fastest growing companies in the whole world that had a headquarters in the United States. So even though we were deliberate and not trying to grow too fast, we were still quite successful in the marketplace for quite some time. So we've been quite successful in our global expansion. Today we have people from over 100 different countries that are listed on our website in our virtual sign-up campaign, asking us to bring our products and opportunity there. I think one of the reasons why we've been so